Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Lightyear Frontier. I'm gonna go ahead and continue our Raccoon Land save. So last episode we built this delivery platform thingy, or merchant platform, I think is what it's called. I don't know how to use it. I don't know if we even can use it, but maybe we'll just leave it there and see what happens. In the meantime, I'm gonna check on my quests, and we're gonna just see what we need to do to further progress our technology. Oh, we did really unlock a lot of stuff, including Mark IIs of all of these different tools. I don't know what the difference between the Mark I and Mark II is, but we'll find out here in a moment, I'm sure. We can also start upgrading our farm. It looks like our next milestone is in 7 deliveries. And it unlocks the fodder oven, which I think we need to use to tame animals. Hot rod stuff. Bunch of new tool stuff. And a seed extractor version 2. And big storage boxes. So definitely have a lot to go. Now, I think we might want to grow a bunch of polyberries and just try to process these deliveries first. And then from there, after that, we'll go exploring. We do have some polyberries going here. We do need to water our plants. So let's start with that. Whoa! Hello! Hi, person! Lola. Hi.
Hola. See anything you like?
Oh, you sell stuff. Okay, seeds, bush sprouts, power cores. Those are expensive. $10,000. Mech engine, leg set, plots. Those are kind of neat. Glass building building pieces. A cart. On pitcher sprouts. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is interesting. Very, very, very interesting. What do you buy? She buys refillite, copper ore, plant oil, and stone. I'm gonna sell some of this plant oil to you because we have plenty of that.
Bargain. I like it.
How much do you get for like 15? Okay,
Ooh,
that's
let me
not
take
bad.
that off your hands.
We have 135 bucks. What can we buy with that? What I really want to buy from her is a large plot because I want to play around with that, but I don't have $2,000 worth of stuff.
I like it.
So, okay,
Bye now.
very cool. We're gonna definitely make some more progress with that. But right now, we got to get these polyberries going. I think that's all watered at this point. Do we have any polyberry seeds ready to go? If not, we should start processing some. I guess this grass is just gonna have to be here. Really frustrating that it comes back, but that's okay. So let's put this grain away. I'm gonna check on the quest again.
Buying or selling? Make your pick.
Sells polyberry seeds. Arrowroot seeds. I don't know if we need that just...
Come back
Okay,
whenever
so
you
let's
like.
How much wheat do we need for this quest? I don't think we have enough yet, but we can grow that back. So let's make some wheat seeds as well. Actually, I think all of our machines are busy right now, so we'll wait on that. We got some bronze going. Frame, parts, electronics. Okay. I think what I want to do first for the day is try to get down into this area. I do see on the map here that river we were following yesterday does end. So we're gonna go see if we can figure out what's over in that desert area. Maybe we'll find some new crops or some new minerals and resources. I think the fastest way to get where we want to go is going this way. So last episode we learned about the ancient civilization that was here before us. At least we got one little piece of lore, which is that they were called the Tall. Another reason I want to go explore this area over here. What is this? What is this on the ground? What are you? Radiant egg. May hatch into a rare farm animal if placed in an egg incubator. Okay. Well, that seems fairly interesting. I don't know what it takes to make an egg incubator. It's probably something we're going to unlock way later. In the meantime, where are we relative to where we want to go? Getting there. So I think the edge that we got stuck on is right in front of us. If we go this way, I think we can go around that big plateau. But there's really only one way to find out, and that's to try. Now that I know I can sell this refill item for money, I'm gonna just grab every single one I see. Is this where we got stuck before? I think so. But we gotta find a way around this. And it might just be that we have to climb. We can try to do. I don't think that worked out in my favor, but we're up here. So there's that. There we go. Oh, my mech is drunk again. What is this? What are you? Maybe it's just there to look interesting? It doesn't seem to be interactable. It looks like a nest? Or a coral? Or both? Oh, I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually, I'm sure. In the meantime, the adventure must continue. There's something up there. Alright, we had to investigate that next, I think. There's a bunch of debris. Okay. I see more lore up there, too. Alright. How do we get up there? Can't go all the way up there. Maybe there's a path? Whoa! Okay. Not exactly what I intended. Well, here we are. What is this place? It's clear to you that this monument was built to sit down and gaze at something, but you have no clue what that something could be. It still makes for a pretty nice view of the fields, at least. Okay, so we need 3 artifacts to get the next piece of lore. We just got a new construct, too. While no fully intact tall bodies have been recovered so far, it is clear that the name did not refer to their stature. Remains of their civilization have been found on every habitable planet in the frontier, and the building's proportions are close to human height. Instead, the tall seems to refer to a proud mindset, standing above all others. It is clear from their technological prowess and multiplanetary conquest that they were the dominant species of the Milky Way for a while. The mystery of their downfall. As quickly as they rose and spread their population across the frontier, their downfall was far more rapid. Something caused their civilization to end almost overnight, but that cause has yet to be found. Radiometric dating of their ruins shows that none were constructed after a certain date some 3,000 years ago. While there are some scattered signs of famine and bloodshed, most dwellings appear to have been simply abandoned with no clear cause for their departure. Where they went is anyone's guess. The search for answers continues. Interesting. Day 22. A surprisingly modest construction compared to the other ruins you've seen on the planet. Maybe it was intended as a quiet rest stop for weary travelers and nothing more. We need 8 artifacts to get the next piece of ore. Okay. Kind of want to know what's up there, but I know we're already on a mission. You know what? We can always deviate. Let's go up here. I want to see what is up here. These look like the remnants of some sort of rail system? We do need to stop for a moment and do some mech repairs. Doesn't have to be fully repaired. We can do that back at base, but at the very least I want to keep everything green. I think it was a rail system. Look, there's like these boxes and these carts. These look like train carts of some kind. What is this? Another artifact. Okay. So it's clear to me that these Tall had some sort of industrial setup. Maybe they were mining something up here? Another artifact there. I think this one will give us more lore. Not. Oh, yep. Okay. Societal overview. Much can be gleaned from mundane objects. Even a patch of fabric will become a precious artifact if it spends a few generations hidden in the dirt. From recent research contributions in the form of clothes, tools, cutlery, and similar, we've been able to get an understanding of the Tall's social structures and values. With a strong focus on creativity and imagination, Their society was built around sole individuals that garner support and idolization from their mastery of creative expression. Rising from obscurity with unique artistic ideas and thus gaining control was their way of life. This led to a social hierarchy where these individuals were put far above everyone else, who had the collective responsibility to fulfill their creative vision. So they were kind of a meritocracy. I'm enjoying this, like, exploration and digging into the meat of the lore of this game. So we're definitely going to do that for a bit before we go and work on more farming. Oh, there's something over there, too. Is that another gate, or what is that? Snow. Where are we? Huh. Is there anything up here? No, I think this circles us back. So... Wait, I see something on the map over there, where my mouse cursor is. Go that way. I think we've gone in a really big circle. Yeah, because we're back near Outset Grasslands. So this is where we've been here before, I think. So let's double back and continue our mission to go down to the area to the south. I'm gonna try something monumentally stupid. Oh, yeah, it was stupid. It was really stupid. It was extremely stupid. We're down. Note to self. Bring more repair kits next time. Oh, we're back here. Okay. We really did go in kind of a circle. But I'm enjoying the exploration. I'm gonna cut through this way next, I think. This might be an exploring episode. think that's where we went up. Yeah. That's where we went up. So we didn't go too far. So I'm thinking we just continue to go straight ahead, bearing southwest. We might... Ow. We might get where we need to go. This map is a lot bigger than I thought it was. Whoa! Whoa! There's like a big skeleton! Is that a bridge? Oh, they're gonna make me jump that gap. Alright. Let's try. Oh, just barely made it. Alright. There's definitely some cool stuff over here. We're gonna have to check that out next. Are we finally... Yeah, we're finally to the area I've been trying to get to. Wow. Okay. There's even more stuff up there. We're gonna be exploring for a while this episode. Hexagon Valley. Well, I can see why it's named that. I'm not entirely sure this is a natural formation. Like, we do have on Earth, in a few select kind of volcanic areas, these sort of hexagonal basalt formations. So it could be like that. But they almost look too perfectly placed. Of course, it's a video game, so... Aluminum? We do need to take some of this home. We've never found this before. New recipe milk jug. New recipe wire. What is this? Coal. Take some of that home. Oh. Looks pretty gross. It's just water, though. What is that? Oh, it's the tall aluminum. Okay. I think we've gone pretty far. That's that big skeleton. Climb this? Maybe. Not quite. Maybe if I do some parkour. Not quite. Try one more time. Are we gonna make it? We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. We made it. Okay. Interesting. Is this a new crop? Bromaze. There's even more stuff over there. That's it. We're going down. Yeah, Mech is very unhappy about that. Are we stuck? Did I soft lock myself? I may not have been supposed to get up there. Looks like we got out, though. What are you? Stalktail. We should be near the southernmost point of the map. There's like a whole, like, structure down there. It's like a harbor. Oh, this is cool. Day 23. Another artifact. Yeah, this was like a port. Strange chair. The Tall Castes. Tall society was unequivocally divided into 3 separate castes based on occupation. While their names are not fully translatable, the Exo-Archaeological Society has decided to label them with approximate Latin titles. The vast majority of the population were the labori, collective-minded and with little to no personal effects, proud of their skilled hands and tasked with constructing whatever was needed. From this group, scientifically gifted individuals may rise to join the cogitus, or cogitus, using their brilliant minds to develop technology required to fulfill the visionaries' plans. An even smaller portion of the labori would exhibit individualistic traits, and those would go so far as to give themselves a name, would be recognized as artifacts, the third and most exclusive caste. They were the visionaries wielding the power to direct the society's path forward. Interesting. So everybody starts as just a laborer, or kind of a... I don't know, it said they don't have much individuation or personal... Oh, gosh. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. So, they didn't have much in way of individuation. But those who did develop individual characteristics became more. Judging by the still standing cranes, you're pretty sure this used to be a harbor. Yup. However, you can't find anything that looks like a ship in the vicinity. there's another one. Okay. There's even more stuff over here. You search through a few of the containers. It looks like they contain food supplies, but whatever wasn't already scavenged has long since turned to dust. Well, it has been, what, like 3,000 years? Ooh. All members of the Tall wore masks at all times. These masks were adorned with a crest symbolizing their caste, and the artifacts' masks were uniquely decorated to distinguish each individual. Members of the artifacts were characterized by lithe and delicate builds, wearing the ornate dresses embroidered with their name, always proud of what set them apart from the others. The Cogitus represented a middle ground, generally clad in plain robes with colorful fringes reflecting their proximity to the elite caste. The Laborai had fewer clothes in general, practical garb with nothing that signified who they were beyond their occupations. They were characterized by their bulky builds from their constant manual labor. Some Laborai would feel affinity for certain members of the artifacts, adorning their mask with copies of their crest. They did not possess the individuality to rise as artifacts themselves, but found comfort and community in identifying as a follower, swearing themselves to their cause. So the social strata for this species is really interesting. Our mech is getting pretty banged up. We don't have any more repair kits, so we'll probably need to turn back soon. Notes on architecture and crystal energies. The general theme of their architectural projects was seemingly based in vanity rather than practicality. Many ruin sites discovered throughout the frontier are quite massive and visually impressive, but their general application, if any, is difficult to discern. Nevertheless, the construction and maintenance of these structures must have required access to immense levels of energy. The leading theory is that they somehow harnessed latent energies contained within the various crystals found across the frontier. Many ruin sites found near crystal-rich mountain ranges corroborate this theory, but their method of energy extraction still remains a mystery. Color flowers. Crystal hoof. That's iron. Our big bird friend is above us. We need to give that person a name. You look like a Philip to me. You're Philip from now on. Bonk. There's the big skeleton. I think that's just coal. Okay. Go back north, or do we go there? I think I want to go over there. We might find more lore. This? Looks like sulfur? Small yellow crystal deposit. Yellow crystal dust, yellow lens. What is this? What are you? There's an artifact here. Oh no. At least we didn't crash. Okay, this place looks significant. Um... Can we stick it? Yep, alright. Ow. Oh. What? Okay. Are we just stuck in here? It's like snapping me back and forth? Oh, there we go. Okay. Or is that where we came in? Yeah, this is where we came in. Yeah, but what's beyond? I need to know what's beyond the extra door. Like forcibly turning me around. What is this place? Whoa, it's enormous. On the origin of species. Much of the research that has been conducted on the fauna inhabiting the Lightyear Frontier is conclusive in the fact that some form of gene manipulation has occurred. The time frame for the unnatural deviations can be traced back to the same period as the ruins scattered throughout the frontier. Furthermore, ruins containing probable bioengineering equipment have been reported by homesteaders on fringe planets. This has formed the unanimous conclusion that among the Exo-Archaeological Society that the Tall's creative ambitions outgrew architecture and that the creatures of the land should also adhere to their vision. That's a bit not ecologically good. You recognize the hologram as a live updating map of the surface. It appears the vault's denizens diligently monitored the outside world. Is that what this is? Is this a vault? This is definitely an exploration episode. I'm hooked. I have to keep looking. We'll go through that door next. Yeah, it's more map. There's another chamber we have to explore over there. I think we'll leave the mech for a minute. We're gonna need it to jump that gap, I think. The making of the Lightyear Frontier. After receiving samples from several different planets across the frontier, our gratitude to contributors like yourself cannot be overstated. We have made a groundbreaking discovery. We are seeing clear similarities between the Tall's genetically modified fauna and the land they walk on. It appears that by the end of their reign, the Tall were capable of creating entire planets according to their designs. Wow. Soil samples indicate that a majority of the Lightyear Frontier was created this way, explaining the overabundance of habitable worlds. We have reported our findings to the Prometheus Astronomical Fellowship, who will have the arduous task of fully reconstructing our understanding of this corner of the galaxy. So they made entire planets. So all of these other places where our colonists are? Wow. Okay. This is incredible. This place is huge. I wonder what it was. The chamber is filled with living quarters. Okay. Extending deep into the underground. It looks like they tried to cram the population into a... Sorry. It looks like they tried to cram the population of a small city into one place. Doesn't look like anyone's home, though. So... I do see a light there. That's interesting. That one is green. But I don't think there's a way to parkour over there yet. Maybe with a jetpack upgrade? Sure does look like there might be something back there, but yeah, we're gonna have to come back with jetpack upgrade. It's definitely pretty sus to me that that's the only green one, and yeah, we're gonna have to try that. A breakthrough. Our recent breakthrough has changed everything. The Exo-Archaeological Society has been elevated from a hobbyist activity to one of the foremost research fields on the whole station. As a result of this massive influx of resources, we have finally come across our holy grail, a trove of tall journal log entries. If our carbon-14 measurements are accurate, these entries were written shortly before or simultaneous to the Tall's downfall. Translations are still underway, but are expected to reveal long-awaited answers for how their final moments played out. computer is still on, but you have no idea how to operate it. You could start mashing random buttons to see if something happens, but you don't want to risk initiating an inexplicable self-destruct sequence. This feels like pretty significant. These computer servers are likely filled with invaluable records of the ancient civilization before it came to an end. You make a note to send a tip to the Exoarchaeological Society in case they want to check this out. I want to check this out. Me. Not the Exoarchaeological Society. I want to do it. Tell me what's happening. Beep boop. Do something. Alright. I think that's all we can do here. This has been really interesting, though. I think we'll explore just a little bit more. I do feel like there's maybe something more to this place. Hey, we're back outside. So that place was cool as heck. Yellow crystal. Okay, put us out back here. So the Tall must have made these planets that are around us. And they even genetically engineered all the species. And they built that big vault. And that vault had places for people to live. So there may have been some sort of ecological disaster or something. Is this the edge of the map? No, we can't pass this point. Where are we, relative? I bet they're reserving this for future content, potentially? I don't know what happened to the Tall, but clearly, based on what we found out so far, they were cramming everybody into that vault. There was also that one space with the green light, and it did look like there was something back there behind it, so I definitely want to try and check that out. But we're gonna have to grind for some jetpack upgrades and some other stuff before we go back here to attempt that. What are the odds of us hitting another invisible or another impassable wall over here? Pretty high. There we are. Okay, so I think that this bottom right quadrant, this southeastern quadrant of the map, developers are probably saving that for more stuff later. Because it doesn't look like it has anything really in terms of vegetation or things. Oh, we're back here. We're on the other side of the dam that we found last episode. And it does look like there's some floating plants. So I think we're at the edge of development. Day 24. Yeah, this definitely was the exploration episode. But it's worth it, I think, because we've been doing a lot of farming and we haven't really gotten a lot of lore before now. And we did find a bunch of new crops and a bunch of new things that will help us expand our farming situation. And we learned a lot about the tall. So I really do think that so far this has been a worthwhile expedition. There's lots of terrain. Plenty of places to build and explore. There's gotta be, like, better transportation coming. Either now or in a future update. Wouldn't it be cool if we could build, like, a train or something? I honestly don't know. I'm playing this game fairly blind, so you will find out around the same time I do. There's our big skeleton. Gotta be careful. I think one more hit and we lose an arm. Biome is enormous, though. I think we're almost out, though. Back to green world. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Yeah, I think we just lost an arm, and our cockpit is about to go too. Might be time to head back home. do want to see what's over here. So one more little spot, and then after that, we'll go home and repair our poor mech. This area looks kind of sparse too. Where are we? Okay. Yeah, I have to say, this game is pretty great if it's gonna make me want to explore for an hour. An hour and a half, at that matter. But I think we've actually exhausted all of the stuff in Hexagon Valley that we can find right now. So we're gonna teleport back to home. And we're gonna repair our poor mech. Oh yeah. Ouchies. Let's get that fixed. Probably gonna need all of these repair kits, and that might not even be enough then. There you are. Good as new. So we're gonna harvest up these polyberries, see if we can turn in any quests. Oh, we're just shy. We have 479 polyberries. We do have chromaze, but I don't think... Like, do we have enough? How much do we have? Because I think... Okay, we only have the 5. I don't want to send those away, because those are the only 5 we found. So I'm going to turn those into seeds and we'll cultivate them. Definitely gonna need more polyberries. We got a lot of stuff. We're gonna have to probably work on better storage. Go talk to Lola one more time.
Buying or selling? Make your pick.
I can sell you some plant oil.
You drive a hard bargain. I like it.
I'm not gonna sell you aluminum though. I need that. I really want to buy this large plot. So I think that'll be useful for cultivating in a more organized way. All these blueprints do look interesting. We'll have to poke around with those in the future.
Care.
I think the last thing we're gonna do here is just park our mech and go to sleep. Bye. And unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today's episode on the beginning of day 25. Didn't really get a lot done in terms of progression this episode, but that was okay because we got a lot of exploration. We learned about the tall. We found that weird vault we're going to have to come back and explore. And we got some new crops that we can cultivate. So I think next episode, what I'm going to do is build another strip of farmland for the crow maze that we found. And grow some more polyberries so we can turn in that quest. But that will have to wait until next time. If you enjoyed, please consider hitting the like button or subscribing if you haven't already. Interact with me in the comments. I read every comment. Or don't. It's all up to you. But anyway, that's going to be it for me for the day. I will see you in the next episode, and until then, I hope you have a great time. Bye-bye.